Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. It's that time of the week where you forget all the things that have gone on in the week and you sit back for the next couple of hours with us, have a beer or whatever your beverage's choice is. What's your beverage choice today, Graham?
The usual, JD.
Pepsi, Scott,
JD
what are you drinking, mate?
I run out of beer, so I raided my cupboard and found some, is it Appleton State rum? So,
fucking hell.
Yeah, I mixed that with some Coke.
That ain't the bottle you bought at Butlins, is it? Yeah, no, we'll have some of that. We never had any of it.
No, I know. So I thought it's sitting there. I've got no beer left, so I might as well, polish it off. So what we had left, Gray, I think I've got half of that in here.
What we had left, we didn't have any. You bought it, and went, oh, we'll have that, and we never had any.
Well, what I didn't drink, what we didn't,
What you got, right?
Anyway, I've gone for a nice beer tonight because I think it's Friday Night Pint. I usually go for a little JD or Coke or a vodka and Coke, but I've gone for a beer tonight because I right fancy one. It's the favourite, Grace. It's the crowd favourite, Sammy Gill.
Holiday beer.
Mm. Yeah. But look, what am I going to say? Nicky's running late. Dan's not with us tonight. Yeah, no, Nicky's caught up in a bit of traffic, so he'll be along very shortly. But it's been a great week, really, isn't it? As a West Ham fan, I know last night we drew, but as the title says, we're in the knockouts because results went our way. West Ham are through to the knockout stage of Europa League.
It's just whether in the last 32 or the last 16.
Yeah, we've still got, look, if we pick up another win, we only need one more win from our next two games, which I'm confident we'll get. And it's massive, as me and Scott were saying last night. I mean, if you win, you'll miss the next round, then you won't play till March in the last 16. Yeah. So it's a nice little break. But hang on, before you go on, Gray. Mm-hmm. Hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. People watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Right.
What?
We've got to give a shout out to. Remember, we've got to give a shout out to. Lewis.
Yes, Lewis.
Who we met at East Thurrock last week. Lovely fella. Absolutely lovely. Diamond bloke. Diamond bloke.
Me and Graham went over to watch East Thurrock Football Club last week, and we met a lovely bloke over there called Lewis who watches the channel. Bought him a beer to say thank you. It was good. I mean, East Thurrock didn't do too well. They lost 6-0. Man sent off, missed a penalty.
But it was good. It's not, it's good to support your local clubs. It was a good day.
It was good. It was good. You can have a beer on the side of the pitch. There's a question here. Anyone missing a finger? The thing is, we've lost more fingers in Europe than games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And there's a 4 nails on the pitch and there's a 4 nails in the stand. Oh no! Look, joking aside, hopefully, hopefully, he gets that sorted. I mean, isn't it mad what happens when you watch football? I mean, I didn't think it was real at first. We was all saying, "Is that a Halloween prop or something?"
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "Oh, is that?" But it is real. So I hope whoever it was, like everything's okay, and they got because I saw the video and I was asking, if they get it in ice, but it's hopefully all is okay.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Dr. Graham. Look, let's crack straight on. We've already spoken a little bit about it, but Europa League last night, West Ham 2-2 with Genk. I mean, me and Scott, we had the privilege last night of doing it in a studio with Nicky and Dan, which was a bit different.
I couldn't get out of work, so
it was a bit different. Good experience, but no, look, it is what it is. It would have been great to get the win last night, but a point's not a bad result at the end of the day.
Right. Boys, listen, sorry, give me 1 sec. I'm home alone and the boy and the baby's just woken up. Just got to go and quickly sort him out. I'll just pop out.
Go on, mate. Go and sort
me and Ryan hold the fault, mate. Go on, you.
Yeah, we'll look after the boozer. Anyway,
no, it was. I will say though, because apparently we was interested in the fellow up front, weren't we?
yeah,
At one, I'll be looking at that. Who's the winger of the Jet? Is it ISO or ISO?
yeah.
The Japanese. He was causing us all sorts of problems until he got. He was a little bit less effective once he picked up the knock. But I'll possibly be looking at him. He's a decent player.
I think I watched West Ham clips earlier, and they called their striker the 2-meter Emil Heskey.
To me.
What was it he called their manager? He called him the Dutch Dean Smith. I'll tell you what, I love them West Ham clips. Whoever's behind that, fair play to them. It must be hard to put all that together in such a short space of time, but the comedy value to it as well is brilliant.
It's I've
seen other club fans try to do it for their channel, for their club, but it doesn't work. I mean, West Ham clips, fair play to him. It's or it could be a her. You never know.
I don't know. But whoever it is, they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was the Tottenham one cracked me up when he called Nuno make a wish Mourinho.
Yeah.
I was like, how does he think all these up?
Yeah, I knew this was going to come out. It's taken 6 minutes 54 seconds. But Graham, is it just me, or is Graham dressed up as Where's Wally minus the hat?
Matt, I've already had this from Scott. This from Scott.
Matt didn't know that. Well played, Matt. You win a prize. You win a night out with Graham. You got to find him first.
When I put this on the day, I thought, I couldn't find one of my t-shirts, and I thought I'm going to get slaughtered for this jumper. But
I remember once when I wore a black and white Adidas like tracksuit top, and I got called a PE teacher. And I thought, fucking hell.
Looking at it, it does look very Where's Wally, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. What was I thinking?
But great. I mean, we didn't. Obviously, you wasn't with us last night, so while we wait for Scott to come back and Nicky to join us, what was your thoughts on last night's game? I'll get to the chat in a minute. Anyway, get some of your comments.
I thought after about half hour, we were lucky not to be about 3-0 down. Genk were tearing us apart. I thought we looked sluggish. I don't know what it was. I thought for their first goal, Diop looked like he was running in treacle. He was a little bit, but then after about 35 minutes, we started to pick up a bit, and we unfortunate not to go in 1-1 after they had one off the line. The keeper made a couple of good saves, but I thought second half we absolutely dominated it. It was they couldn't really get out their half up until about the last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I think the game plan. I mean, I think the players were struggling in the first 20 minutes to get. They couldn't. The formation was all over the place. I think Declan Rice said in an interview after that Antonio was pulled out wide and Lanzini was like a false 9. And we just couldn't get used to that formation. But then after 20 minutes, Moyes changed it up. And that's where you could see the improvements in the first half.
I mean, to be honest, I think you've got to give credit to Genk as well. Right? They just didn't let us settle. We couldn't get through the press. They pressed high. And for 35 minutes, we couldn't cope with it. But inevitably, if you play that style, they're going to tire. You can't keep it up for 90 minutes.
No, and I said this last night. I said to Scott, I said, in the second half, after about 60, 65 minutes, you'll see that the Premier League fitness comes into play, and Genk will start to tire and invite us on a bit. And I thought Benrahma second half was brilliant, and he's 2 goals. He took them so well, especially that second goal. I love a player that can do that, like low gravity, get past players. And we want to see that a lot more from Benrahma. I mean, I think sometimes he does get a little bit of stick, and it's not like it's harsh sometimes.
Do you know what though? I think in the last few games, although he may not have been as consistent as he was, with his attacking play, I think his defensive side of the game has improved massively.
Yeah,
over the last few games, like he tracks back, he does, he rolls his sleeves up, does what he's got to do for the team. But
Yeah,
he's the sort of player you need to get on the ball. You know, he'll make something happen.
He's well liked in the dressing room as well. I mean,
Mm.
Declan Rice was very complimentary of Benrahma after the game, and he says what a talent he is and how hard he worked. And he's just a player that needs the confidence, and that's why I feel like having the crowds back this season. I think we'll see a different Benrahma as the season goes on, because he's that sort of player that likes to show off in front of the crowds what he can do, because we know he's got the talent. We've seen him do it not only for us but for Brentford as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think he's going to have a big season this year.
Yeah, look, Richard saying, let's get the Benny praise out the way before Nicky turns up. I said this to Nicky. Yeah, I said this to Nicky yesterday. I said, because he was saying I'm not having Benrahma, and I said, what do you mean, this game or just in like general? And he said, nah, just in general, he just don't do it for me. And then I'm glad that Benrahma put 2 in the back of the net. But Benrahma's stats this season, he's one of the top performers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
Hang on, Gray. Speaking of him, here he is. Just in time. We got it out of the way. We was all praising Benrahma, Nick.
Go on, Nick. You go on. Say what you got to say.
No, it was good last night. Really good.
He was. I think he was our best player. Certainly in that first half, he sort of stood out. Really, when a lot of players were.
I think he's going too far now, man. I don't think he was good first half. I don't think anyone was good first half, but I think second half
he was doing a lot of pressing up front on his own.
Yeah, I just think the last night the team was a bit unbalanced in the first half, and I'm not blaming him. I'm not saying it was his fault. I don't think he was great. But second half, he turned it on. As soon as Bowen and Fornals and all the big boys started coming on, he was different. He was great, and that's what I want. And that's what I said to the boys last night. I wanted to see. I want to see him do that a bit more. You know, with the ball. You know, I don't want to. Special players like him have got the keys to unlocking defences and unlocking like chances like that, and I want to see him do that a bit more. It was good last.
That's what we were saying, and as Nat Jones says there, like Benrahma is a player that he breeds confidence. You know, if he's as Declan Rice said after, he's got all the ability, he just needs that confidence. And he's one of them players you put your arm around him and tell him he's the best player on the pitch. He'll go and be the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott.
Sorry about that, boys. It's
right, mate.
It's all the fireworks going off, smoking the baby up. So
we're all babysitting tonight. We're all looking after Scott.
Yeah, the missus has just come. She just come back. So, but she's
three men and a little Graham.
3 men and Wally.
Where's Wally? Someone already picked up. Said that Graham looks like Where's Wally?
Yeah, it's Matt. Matt's had a go already.
I said he's behind the elephant on page 6.
What was it all about?
No, Nicky. Having a little chat about. Obviously, it was confirmed last night that West Ham are in the knockout stages of the European Cup. Which, to be fair, I remember when the draw got done. I was reading a lot of forums, some West Ham forums, and obviously opposition, and they weren't giving us a chance in hell. And it's 10 points out of 12. You know, is a great return, and whatever happens now, whether we win it or we don't, we finish second. We've got knockout football coming to the London Stadium, which is great. Which is that's the next step. That's the level we wanted to be at. Big European.
So it'd be great if we could win the group and miss out the 32 round. You know, and have because I think that not playing till March will really, especially if we have a run in the FA Cup as well. And so we've got some tough games coming up in the league as well. So that would, if we could get it sort of done and dusted.
I would have loved to have got the win last night because it would have given us it would have confirmed that we won the group, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that would have given us a lot of scope to, you know, try out a few
bit
players,
of breathing space.
Yeah, bit of breathing space, and prepare because, you know. Look, that quarter final in the League Cup, whether they've got Antonio Conte or fucking I don't know whoever they've got, it's a winnable game. You see them last night again. You know they're flying against Vitesse and they start to crumble. So we've got to look at that game and really focus on it. And I would have liked to have given us a couple more weeks rest on the run up to that game. But it is what it is, you know. We go out, we get a couple of points against Vienna, or get a point, and we're basically, you know, we're basically done with that. So we can then focus on that. But I really want us to put the focus on that. You know, we're having a great season, and like, yeah, it wasn't great yesterday, but it was, you know, I believe that there was times, you know, with the 2 late injuries, that they wouldn't have been preparing for that starting lineup, you know, and you know, chopping and changing or whatever. Yeah, it was.
What happened to Vlasic? Do we know? Or
no, I think Moyes said in his press conference today that Yarmolenko, they just picked up a couple of knocks in training. So, as Nicky said, it would have been a totally different. I expected both of them would have started last night. I don't think he intended to start Antonio last night. I really don't. So,
yeah.
I still think I agree that the Tottenham game in the cup, we have to go for that, and I think we will. And I think if we win the next game in Europe, that's it. It confirmed it. So then,
yeah, it's not even that as well. It's so long as we don't lose to Vienna, it's all on that result against Zagreb. Because obviously, if Zagreb don't beat Genk, which, you know, there's a possibility in that, and the performance that Genk put in last night, you know, that confirms us top of the group as well. So the thing is, we're in control of our own destiny now. We know. I think just a point. You know, is it a point to secure the top, or do we need the win now? I can't remember. But do you know what I mean? It's just that. Don't lose the next 2 games in Europe.
It probably all depends what happens in the other game.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it'd be nice if we kick off at 7:45 and they kick off 5:45, so we know what we've got to do. Do you know what I mean?
If we win in Vienna, it's done and dusted.
Yeah. Look,
so I ain't got to worry about it.
The next game is a 5:45 kickoff again, Scott.
Oh, it is. So we're going to be playing first. So at the end of the day, get the job done, and then, you know, we can have that Zagreb game as a, you know, home in front of the fans and a more relaxing mood, you know. And if Zagreb beat Genk, they obviously go through into the next. They go through with us, don't they? Yeah. So they'll if so long as there's no chance of them following top, then it could just be a dead rubber. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Steve's donated £10. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Fourth in the league, quarterfinals of the League Cup, next stage Europa. Take that all day long. And yeah, I think you get to November, and I think we'd have all taken that at the beginning of the season.
I'd have had your arm off for that. If at the start of the season they'd have said, you know.
Well, I'm not being funny, Greg. Some have had their finger off for it.
Yeah.
No, mate, I'll tell you what, I see the video of that today.
Yeah.
Yes.
That finger, mate. It's the way they was going, like, it's his finger, and they just put it on the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to get some ice. The steward just went, yeah, there you go.
I was saying, Nick, we had 4 nails on the pitch and 4 nails in the stand.
Yeah, someone had 4 nails, yeah.
Do you know what?
That looked nasty, to be honest with you. That's why you shouldn't fuck about with jumping on fences, though.
Yeah.
Do that all the time. I nearly impaled myself on a fence once, jumping over a fence when I was younger. I was a fucking a shirt width away from fucking going right through me. You know, I slipped on the as I was climbing over a fence. I slipped, and the thing grazed my stomach and went right through my shirt. It was a West Ham shirt, and I was really gutted. It was like the '94 one, but you know, an inch to the side, that goes right through your stomach. You know what I mean? So you're like, fuck that, jumping over the fence.
Do you remember? But the thing is, Nick, when you say it, I'm not surprised because it always happens to you.
Yeah, I also see a geezer before that jumped over a fence. Was jumping over the fence between. I don't know whether anyone knows the memorial grounds, but there's obviously a gate to this, like a spiked fence to the cemetery, and he jumped over that, and he fucking like slipped as he was jumping over it. It went for his fucking chin. It was like he was hanging on his chin like that.
Do you remember that bloke that we used to sit near at West Ham when he was late for the game once, and it turned out he was climbing over a fence and he stacked it and his shorts got caught in it. He was upside down for about 3 hours.
Yeah, that guy was always drunk, man.
And then he had to go to the club shop to get a pair of shorts, and he bought a pair of kids' shorts, and they were tiny on him.
Yeah, they're the only ones. They're the only ones that he had in the thingy. Yeah, but yeah, it's the European game is. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Like, it ain't an ideal result. It ain't even an ideal performance. But if someone would have said to me at the beginning of the season, this stage of the season, 10 games in, you're going into the Liverpool game, you're through to the quarterfinals of the Cup, you're fourth in the league, you're through in the Europa League.
Man U and Man City to get to the quarterfinals of the Cup.
Yeah, you'd have laughed them. You know what I mean? So
well, you win on Sunday, you'll be going into international break second in the league.
Do you know what? Do you know what I'm really loving? Like I'm loving the fact that we're like this and the fans are back, because there was a lot of talk, like from pundits as well, saying we only did so well the previous season because the fans weren't there, and this is just proving them wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing, mate. Especially when you've got people like the Moose who say he's a West Ham fan and sits there and comes out with statements like that West Ham are only playing so well because the fans are not in there. It's good to sort of stick two fingers up to people like them and the media who sit there and try and blame us for the performances that the sides have put out.
What I would like to happen, Scott, is that some of them come out around Christmas time and admit they was wrong. That's what I want to see, because we all know why the Moose says them sort of things. We all know why the Moose says them sort of things. The Moose, although he is a West Ham fan, and I do believe he's a West Ham fan. He might have grew up a West Ham fan, whatever. He is also a part of an organisation, and we'll talk about Jamie O'Hara in a minute. But he's also a part of an organisation, that likes to clickbait West Ham, and they know that they're going to get a rise out of this sort of thing. And the Moose is one of them people that likes to stir that pot. He knows that he's going to get controversy. He knows he's pretty much protected. He goes and sits in the press box up at the West London Stadium, gets a pie at half time, never going to bump into anyone, leaves the ground quite late or quite early or whatever one it may be. But he knows he's going to get a rise out of West Ham fans by saying these sort of things. I'm just sick to death, right? And it does tie into what's happened on social media. And I'm not going to give that any sort of airtime tonight, because I think it's fucking ridiculous, and they're my opinions on that. But it sort of ties into the fact that they're so quick. People are so quick to tarnish us all the same brush. Yeah, you're the problem. You're the reason that West Ham are doing really bad. You're right, Scott. Where's he gone? He didn't want to hear it. You're the reason that West Ham are so bad. You've always been the problem. You think that these people are the problem, but you're actually the problem. And it's absolutely disheveled 99.9% of the pundits out there that when we started doing well after lockdown, and it's discredited them, in my opinion. But you won't see any of them talking about it now. But that's why people like us do exist, because we knew it wasn't the problem. We knew it wasn't. They like you said, they just want to get people to call in. Yeah, but that's the thing. But it discredits us. It makes us look bad. It makes us look bad. It makes us look like we're all a bunch of whinging arseholes, which most of us are. But I am a whinging arsehole. But a lot of us ain't. You know what I mean? And this is the same thing that ties into the thing on social media. As soon as something happens with West Ham fans, I'm a whinging arsehole. Yeah, I am a whinging arsehole. But Ryan ain't a whinging arsehole. You're not a whinging arsehole.
I do have my whinging moments.
No, but I'm just saying, but you can't just look at me. It's like people looking at me and saying, "Oh well, that Nicky Hawkins is a fucking negative whinging bastard. That means all of them must be a negative whinging bastard." That's it. You can't do that. I don't speak for anyone but myself. And I don't. My opinion, as I said this before, is not worth more than anyone else's. So the way they brand people with the same brush I think it's disgraceful, to be quite honest with you.
It's like what you said a minute ago about the thing that happened on social media. I mean, straight away, people are jumping on there saying, "Oh, look, typical West Ham fans, racist, the fan base and all that." And it's tying into what you're saying, is that someone will do something and then they tarnish us all with the same brush. And it's ridiculous. I mean, look, what went on, it's uncalled for, you know what I mean? It's silly. It's times have moved on. Them sort of songs and that, you can't do that at football no more.
It's not a football though, right? It's on an airplane.
Yeah, I know, but it was, you know what I mean? It was on its way to football. They're all football fans going to football, but it's just fucking ridiculous. It's stupid. And then all the press, it's been on the national news and all things like that. And it's West Ham have had such a great season, and like last night, we qualified for the knockout rounds of the Europa League, and then all everyone's talking about in the back pages is what's gone on that plane, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's the problem, and that's the problem with West Ham and their fans and all that. They've got such a reputation, and the press have painted this with such a brush that instead of say admitting they're wrong to like the press and say, yeah, like we was wrong about West Ham fans, they ain't as bad as we made them out to be. They wait for isolated incidents like this. It ain't as isolated as I'd like it to be, but they wait for incidents like this so they can just bat us down again.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. It's a joke. It's not Jason. I'm not saying it's the press's fault. I'm not saying it's the press's fault at all.
No, not at all.
But you know, like let me just put this up because it's not the press's fault for reporting it. No, it needs to be reported. Yeah. But they make sure they pick up on these things. Because I didn't say, like, the thing is, and I'm not crediting it, and I'm not fucking like in fact I'm damning it what happened on that airplane, yeah. But I didn't see when 5,000 fans at 4,000 fans at Tottenham last week were calling everyone pikeys. I didn't see nothing reported about that, and that's a derogatory racist term as well. It is, and it has to be called out. Like if you want to call out racism, you have to call out all racism, including that anti-Semitic thing on the airplane. It's disgusting. People should not be subjected to that. But then, you know, the travelling community shouldn't be subjected to that either, because it's not fair. And it is what it is. It's all racism. You want to kick racism out of football? Start fucking battling it all. You know, don't pick and choose what is racist and what is not, what you want to report and what is not.
Well, we had this conversation
all across the board,
We had this conversation last night in the car coming home, and we were saying that, unfortunately, as much as they're trying, and I don't really want to talk too much on this because I don't want to bring the vibe down of the show, but you're never going to stop racism. Unfortunately, you never will. You never will. You can try.
It's going to take generations. We're learning. Exactly. People are learning.
Exactly. It's like what we grew up. Generations. We grew up in a generation where some things were acceptable, but now we're learning that it's not acceptable. Like the Tottenham song that was sung on the plane. You know, we've heard that sung for years in the pubs at Upton Park and away games and things like that. But now we're learning that, you know what, it's not acceptable. So I haven't sung that song for years. I'm not going to sit here and say I've never sung it, because I probably have it in pubs in away days. But back then, you're young and you just, you know, you're going along with the crowds and things like that. But I look at it now, you know, you learn lessons as you grow older and you learn what's right and wrong.
It's about education. And this is the thing. We are educating ourselves. We are educating ourselves as we go along. And yeah, we've all done stupid things in the past, but you have to educate yourselves. And unfortunately, with racism, you will like the education of it will take a few generations, because there are certain people, that are just set in their ways. They will not change. And that's wrong. And I'm not saying it's not wrong, but what I'm saying is, if you want to really eradicate it all. Don't pick and choose what you want to report and what you don't report. Because when there's 5,000 people saying no noise from the Pikey boys, that's racism. My family is from Irish descent. And people used to walk along, come on, and a pikey. And it's offensive. It's offensive, derogatory, racist term towards the Irish travelling community. It is. And you have to call it all out. All of it.
I know that. And let's hope that, the West Ham fans that were out there, because there was a lot of fans out there. You know, there was 1,700 at the game, but there was more fans out there. And from most of the videos I've seen and the photos, everyone was having a good time, having a beer, having a laugh. And that's what it's about, these European trips. You know, I know there's some people in the chat saying that West Ham might get banned from Europe. They wouldn't ban West Ham from Europe. The fans they might ban, if anything. But I don't think they will. Look, what's gone on is hopefully that I know the authorities and West Ham are looking into it, and these people that were on the plane, they're not going to get away with it, because obviously their passports and they get ID'd and things like that. So anyway,
James Brown there, it says, "Well done, guys. You have a platform. Condemn it." I fucking really condemn it. We don't do it. You're educated. You got to educate yourself. Some people will never. Unfortunately, you can take idiots into a classroom and you'll never teach them a new thing because they don't want to be open to it. And that's what I'm saying.
we've been going West Ham for a long, long time, and we've been in pubs and away days where we've heard songs, and yeah, we've joined in songs, but that's it, because back then you don't really know what you, not that you don't know what you're saying, but you're just getting involved. But now I'll go to games, I hardly sing songs like things like that. You know what I mean? Like the only thing I sing now is bubbles and things that ain't offensive.
Yeah, it is what it is. You two want to get involved at the bottom now? You're going to sit there like a fucking pair of lemons.
Well, no, considering I missed after conversation, I'll just sit here quietly. So
yeah, turn him off, Scott.
No. You know, like
Graham, you look like where's Wally?
Fuck, you're only about half hour late. I've had that about 3 times already.
All right, Freddy Krueger, chill out. Fucking hell.
Who put 50p in Nicky? What's the matter with him?
Yeah. Fucking.
But no, I think you like
typical
Nicky, now on the head. Then it's about education, isn't it? And like you say, it's gonna take as the generations go on. That's what it's gonna take to eradicate it. You know.
Do you know what though? Look, let's bring a bit of light-hearted comedy back to the show. Let's talk a little bit about the incident that happened last night when Dan Lawless walked out the studio and West Ham scored, and Dan come running back in fuming. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Oh, I
really thought he was going to hit Nicky.
It's the way he come running in. He was like he was trying to scream, shout, laugh, cry all at the same time, flinging his arms in the air.
It was funny. It was funny the way he comes steaming in. He was so pissed off he missed the goal.
He looked like he really wanted to smile that we'd scored, but he really wanted to start filling people in by the look on his face.
I'll be honest, I thought he was going to clump me.
Yeah, I know.
So did I.
And then I threw all the tin of celebrations over him. And then Nicky farted out a Milky Way about half hour later.
Listen, it was a great film. I hope everyone who's watched it, and if you ain't watched it, go back and see it. Studio, it looks fucking excellent, and we're hoping to do a lot more of that when we're not at games. So yeah, which to be fair, it's not very often that we're not at the games, but these European games we're finding it very tough to get over, and it's not flights or anything like that, or money or anything like that. We had them all booked up and all that. It's just logistics of things, like, you know what I mean. As I said before, like, we don't get any favours from the clubs. We got to go with points, and we've got to go with this, and we've got to go that. So we buy our tickets, and we do this on purpose. It's not that we can't. We probably could take to a few people, and I've said this before, but we like to do it, you know, fair, like everyone else. We buy our tickets like everyone else buys their tickets. So yeah, we the last game we didn't have enough points. This Vienna game we're probably not going to have enough points. So yeah, it's a shame really, but it is what it is. There was a lot of empty seats there last night, but it was sort of COVID protocols and all that sort of thing. And
is Vienna the same? Is there restrictions out there that's similar to what we get that was in Belgium last night?
I think there might be, because I know I had a few mates who were flying out with BA, and they had Nicky, you've had yours cancelled, didn't you? I know someone else has had their flight cancelled with BA as well about a month ago.
BA Baraka?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I ain't no plane.
Do you know what, though? I was looking at the fixtures for the European games, and if we get through to the last 16, the first game is Thursday, the 10th of March, which is my birthday. And if we get a nice away day, nice little Spain or Portugal trip in the sun, that'd do me. I won't even go to the game. I'll be like Ray Winston, 60 beats around the pool in my yellow.
Ryan's birthday on the beach with a pina colada.
Just what I want. Little Club Tropicana video where we recreate. We will.
Like the sound of that, mate. I like the sound of that.
Oh.
Anyway,
I'm going to crack open another beer.
San Miguel.
You know the best noise in the world, because you know there's goodness coming. Yeah, Galatasaray away on my birthday. Imagine that.
I'm not going out to Turkey. No way. No way. I won't go out to Turkey. No way. They're nutters. And crazy.
Yeah, but they ain't met Johnny Four Fingers yet.
No, I hope that guy's all right, man, because that looked really nasty. Like, I know there's a load of jokes going around at it.
I think someone posted a video, a post earlier. I think it might have been Chris Mills. That I think he's had his finger sewed back on.
Oh, good.
That's
No,
right.
honestly, I feel because that's horrible. I'd hate something like that to happen to me. Honestly.
To be honest, Nick, all the stuff that's happened to you over the years, I'm surprised it ain't. To be honest.
Yeah, I've been broken a few times, mate. But like your finger being lopped off, you know what I mean? Well, that looks sore. Like, imagine that.
To be fair, he's probably lucky if he has got it stitched back on. He's lucky that they were able to do it. You know, because it's one of them. And if you don't catch it in the right time, then that's it. It's not viable. So
I know a mate of mine. He lost his finger. He had to have the end of a sausage sewed on.
Yeah. He had a pepperami finger.
Yeah.
It was massive. It looked like E.T.'s finger. But I think one thing I think we should talk about and mention is David Moyes 1,000 not out, thousandth game in charge last night. I know
it'd be nice to get the win for him.
Yeah, I see an interview he done about it. They was talking about, and they said like, what was the best team he's ever managed? Like, and he said that it was the 03-04 Everton team where they finished above Liverpool twice in the league, and they finished fourth. And he said it took him 10 years to build that sort of team. But he's saying that this West Ham team he's got now is very, very close. And bearing in mind, he's only been here like, 2 seasons now, just over 2 seasons. Well, no, not even 2 seasons, is it? Like season and a half, something like that. David Moyes.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it, like when he took over, we were 17th in the Premier League, fighting relegation. And then now you look, well, we've read it out, quarterfinals of Cup, European in the next round, 4th in the league. What a job he's done at West Ham. Unbelievable.
I mean, last night on BT, they had when I was doing the stats, in the calendar year from January this year, we've accumulated the 3rd highest points total. I think it's only Man City and Liverpool that are above us.
No, that ain't. It's Man City and Chelsea. We've got more
Man
points
City
than
and Chelsea,
Liverpool in the calendar year. So it's incredible to think that. And you think Liverpool are one of the best teams in the world.
If only we could do it from the beginning of the season to the end of the season.
But if you've done a league table from when we come back from lockdown the first time to now, out of all them games, I bet we're right up there.
Definitely.
I think we've got about 60 odd points or something. 63 or something like that. We're like I say, we're the 3rd highest accumulation of points from January this year. That's amazing.
And it's not that he's got us playing a different style of football. He's got workers in the team, and I think it's important when players come out and say how much they are enjoying playing for the manager. And I think Declan Rice said it last night. He said, "If David Moyes ain't shouting at you, that's when he doesn't care about you." He said he wants to push every single player in that dressing room, and everyone's got respect for him, and that's a big thing because sometimes you get like players that don't want to play for the manager. And they cause disruption in the dressing room. I don't see that at West Ham. I don't see that at all with any players. Not one player now. Like you think about it, we go last season, we could sit here and say, oh, Anderson or Haller, one of them types of players, they're disrupting the dressing room. There's not one player in that team, even players that ain't playing, even Yarmolenko, fair play to him. He could be kicking off left, right, and centre. Vlasic, not getting a chance. But they all look together as a team and a squad. And that's the biggest difference. And that is why we are where we are.
Even watching the game last night, you could hear Moyes clearly on the up at the technical area, shouting at players. He's not a manager just going to sit back and just let it unfold in front of him. He will influence the game.
Yeah, and that's it. And I think the players that he's brought in have the right attitude. You see with Vlasic, Vlasic just come out and said, it's for me to prove to the manager that I should be starting. He's not under the impression.
I think he's doing with Vlasic what he did with Fornell. Like Fornell's when he first came to the club.
Yeah,
people were unsure about him. Now he's one of the first names on the team sheet. That's that. Moyes sort of gradually brought him in, and like now he's one of our best players.
I'll just quickly read this one out from West Ham Isle of Man. Put my dad to rest yesterday. Big West Ham fan. Drew last night. Win on Sunday would have put a smile on his face. Come on, your hands. Rest in peace to your dad. Thank you for the donation as well. You didn't have to do that, mate. Yeah, condolences from us all. But go on, Gray.
What was I saying?
He's fucking you.
How do we know what you were saying?
You say something about 4-0s.
Yeah,
like I think with you know, like with 4-0s when he first come to us, I think a lot of fans were a little bit unsure. You know, what were we getting? And now he's one of the first names on the team sheet, and I think he will do that with Vlasic. He'll gradually work him into the squad, and I think Vlasic could be, you know, like 4-0s in the future. I think he'll be a great player for us.
Yeah, I think. Look, when David Moyes first come back to the club, I think like it was, we all wanted a bigger name, but you know, we got behind David Moyes, and look, he's worked wonders for the club. And sometimes it works. Sometimes you get that where it works. And I think that what the job he's done at West Ham since he's come back, I don't think even the haters out there will sit there and think, you know what, he has done a good job. He's done better than good, to be fair. He's turned that club around from top to bottom. You know, I don't see people coming out in the press as much as they used to, because David Moyes made that point when he come back. He said, I don't want that at the club. And now when you read Karen Brady's columns, there's nothing about West Ham in there, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Someone in the comments said, like, you know, the Scottish managers, when you look at Fergie, you know, Fergie picked Moyes to take his place at United for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and we never, you know, United never gave him the opportunity to stamp his mark, and in his career went, and, you know, for a manager with the reputation that Fergie's got, and knowing that Fergie was one of their managers that was always happy to help other managers, was always happy to sit and chat to them and things like that. For him to pick someone like Moyes to sort of be his successor goes to show how highly regarded he was. Because, you know, in the Premier League era, Fergie's the best manager that's been around, you know, and it said it would be, you know, probably the only other manager that you could get a higher thing from would be Cloughy. You know, in regards to what they got out of the teams that they had and when they had them and things like that. And, you know, there was always something there with Moyes. And we said this before, you know, he got a tune out of Everton. You know, granted, he didn't win anything, but he got a tune out of Everton. He got them playing well. He got them into Europe. He got them, you know, up and thereabouts. And we're now reaping the rewards of giving him that second opportunity. You know, allowing him to rebuild his career. We're benefiting from it.
Has anyone seen the video? Obviously, we see it last night, but we couldn't have the sound on of the video of David Moyes' interview before the game when the fans were chanting his name, and you know he had a massive smile on his face. And like when you look at images of Moyes over the past few years, when he was at Sunderland, you know he's reign at United, he wasn't happy. You know, when he went to Spain, his career was like his career was down. He probably thought he was never going to reach 1,000 games in football, but we needed him and he needed us, and we come together at the perfect time. And
the thing is,
look, I know Nicky said it last night. I hope we can have him for another 1,000 games.
The thing, I don't think right. So we've already said United didn't give him enough time, you know, because when what's his name, was it Advocat was there? His record was who was it? Was it the Advocat?
That's a fucking drink you have a snowball with at Christmas, isn't it?
I know he won about Dick Advocat. He went to Sunderland. You're on about Van der Gaal.
Yeah. So
Van der Gaal is the goalie. It was Louis Van Gaal.
Huh? What the fuck are you talking
about? Van der Gaal was a goalkeeper in about 1994.
Yeah, Van der Sar.
I didn't say Van der Gaal. I didn't say Van der Sar.
You had both. There was both there. Van der Gaal was
about manager.
Yeah, I'm telling you what his name is.
Whatever his name is.
It's Louis Van Gaal.
Yeah, come on,
that's it, Van Gaal. His record was no better than Moyes, but he was given time. All right, he won the FA Cup, but I think Moyes would have done. He would have done something at Man U if he'd have been given the time. Sunderland, that was a poison chalice, wasn't it? Really, no one was going to go there and do anything.
Sunderland was already down, weren't they? And then when he went to Spain,
so nobody was going to go and do anything there. So you can't really judge him.
Them three choices for Moyes, and I'd even put the West Ham job in the second time. Nearly killed his career. They nearly killed his career. Man United, you're never going to be able to follow Ferguson. No, but no, they could have got in fucking Pep Guardiola. He wouldn't have been able to. He wouldn't have been able to follow Ferguson. He just wouldn't. There was no one in the world going to be able to.
Mourinho, and he didn't get close to winning the league.
Well, no, that was years after. But I'm just saying, like, imagine following. It's like me going on a stage after fucking Elvis. You know what I mean? How can you ever top it? You can't. You can't. That's a similar sort of thing. And then you go to hold on, and then you go to Sunderland, yeah. And they're fucked. They was fucked. He just took a job. He maybe thought he could save them, but we all know behind the scenes it was fucked. Then he went and took a job in Spain. That was another disaster. He just didn't suit the style of football there. And then he came to West Ham. And there's no coincidence that he was out of a job from when he got sacked from West Ham to when West Ham picked him back up again. His stock was done. Nobody wanted to take a chance on David Moyes, including us. To be fair, including the fans,
of course.
And he's just showing he's a good manager, and he's proven me wrong, and he's proven a lot of people wrong. You know what I mean? Like, just because we sit here and say these things on the, you go back through our post-match pints, through our fan cams, through interviews and all that sort of thing, you'll find a load of things that we've said that's just a load of bollocks. I remember one time I said that Antonio would never make it in the first team, and he'd be gone in 6 months. And they're just the takes we took, and he proved it. I laughed at him when he turned around and said, winning is what I do. I was fucking scoffing into my fucking, cake, whatever it was. I don't know what I was eating at the time.
You saying that, there was a comment earlier from an Everton fan, and he turned around and said, under Moyes, they rarely got beat by more than one goal. If they lost, it was 1-0 or 2-1.
Well, this is what I said last night, Scott. The last time we lost by 2 goals or more was when we lost 3-1 to Liverpool in January.
Yeah. And that's it. And this is the thing. This is what we want. For a long time, we've needed a bit of stability and a bit of consistency, and we're getting that now. And as we said last night, let's just hope that now we've got that set of players that are buying into what Moyes wants to deliver. The board seem to be buying into what Moyes wants to deliver. So now let's hope he can carry on. Like you said, Ray, he said it'll take 4 or 5 transfer windows to get the players that he wants, to build the squad he wants. If we've got Moyes saying it'll take me 4 or 5 transfer windows and we're competing at the level we're competing at the moment, imagine where we're going to be in 4 or 5 transfer windows.
Yeah, that's it.
Who put the comment up?
Me, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Cameron donated $25. Cheers, mate. Great show. Always look forward to it on Friday. Have a beer on me, chaps. Hopefully soon I will get back home and buy you mob a beer in person. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Where are you from? I want to know where he's from. Where he lives.
COYI 1969 has said, what players from the 80s would get into the team now? Dix, COYI, McAvenny, etc.
Well, it's a funny subject because I see COYI's combined 11.
Yeah.
From 86 to now. And he only put in Rice, Cresswell, I believe, and Sufal. Was it Sufal?
No, I think it was just Rice and...
No, there was another one. There was a third one. There was a third.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to sort of to pick the players. You can't look as much.
It's always difficult comparing players from different eras. Yeah.
And the thing is, well, what system they play in? We're playing the same system what we played in the 80s, or the same system we're playing now.
Okay, look, he had Phil Parks in goal, Stuart Martingale, Cresswell left back, Rice, Ward, Devonshire, Dickens, COYI, and McAvenny. So it was just Rice and Cresswell.
So only 2 of that team, of today's team, get into that 86 team. Do you agree with that?
I agree with the front
I'd probably
I'll go Phil Parks. Yeah, Cresswell. Because the thing is, Dix wasn't playing it. I think if we'd have had Julian Dix in 86, I think we'd have won the league.
I think I'd probably take Dickens out of that team, if I'm honest, and I'd probably put Antonio. as a three with McAvenny and Cotty, but I could not really argue with the rest. It's different, isn't it? Because he's always going to have loyalties to the boys of 86.
Yeah,
of course.
it's tough. It is tough. You know, there's still players in this team that are playing at the moment with points to prove. I think, do you know what? That's a good question to ask at the end of the season. You know, to see where we are and where we finish up at the end of the season, and you know, and do it then, because we can't really compare. You know where that team from the 80.
I mean,
the 80 side finished. You know what I mean?
The thing is, the 86 side, if Liverpool hadn't beat Chelsea on the second and last game of the season, we were one game away from winning the league. We've never been that close again. So,
yeah, well, Tony said that, didn't he? In the interview I done with him, he said, like, if they were the only thing they were lacking that season was a sort of another left back and a centre midfielder. And the year after, they got Dixie and Paul Ince. So if they'd have had them two in 86, they would have won the league.
Honestly, mate, if we'd have had Julian Dixie in 86, we'd have won that league. We'd have won the league.
Crazy, isn't it?
But the game that really stuffed us was Chelsea at home when we lost 2-1. If we'd have won that game, we'd have won the league.
Ken Hammers has put a funny one. He's put, as the team already better than the team of 99 that finished 5th. That was,
you know what?
Look, there's points of that squad that are unbelievable. Like Lampard, Carrick, Cole, Ferdinand, Defoe. Was Defoe 99? No, he was a bit later than that, wasn't he?
Yeah, a bit later. The thing is, though, Nick, that 99 season, we took a couple of wallopings. Like, I'm talking 5 goals.
Yeah, but that was in a sort of culture back in the day. But I'm just saying, like, there were elements of that team that were unbelievable. But then we had some shite mixed in with it. Like, I mean, absolute fucking dog shit. David Suka, was he 99? Or was he a bit past that? Like, there was some fucking crap that was in the team. I mean,
you know, finishing 5th, like you know, nowadays you're talking, you're knocking on, you know, the door of the Champions League. But then we had to go through the Intertoto. But like I said, there was a couple of games. I think up at Anfield, I think we got done 5. There was a couple of games where we shipped 4 or more. A fair, like 3 or 4 games, I think, where we got absolutely tonked. So.
It's hard to compare, and it's because, again, like I said, you know what that team did.
But there's arguments all across. The problem is, it's like boxing. You'll always get the sort of like the questions: who was the greatest, Ali or Tyson? You'll never know. It's opinion. You'll never know. They can't. If you could take them both back in a time machine and fight in their prime, then you'd know the answer. You can't know. Yeah. It's impossible to know. Impossible.
Adam saying, would you consider Creswell a club legend or a cult hero along with Antonio? What does it take to become a sort of legend or a cult hero? Would you say?
I think legends are players who stick around for a long time, like cult heroes.
8 years.
Yeah, so you could say he, depending on what happens the rest. You know, the rest of the career or the rest of the season.
The word legend gets thrown around so easy these days. I mean, I wouldn't call Creswell a West Ham legend. I'd call him I think you're right, a sort of cult hero. Like,
see, the thing is, cult heroes to me, everyone goes on about Tevez. He was there for 1 season. That's a cult hero. That's not a legend. That's a cult hero.
Tevez, he wasn't there for 1 season. He was there for like 12 games.
Yeah. So he's not a club legend. He's a cult hero.
But it's when you look at Antonio, right? Antonio, you've got to say he's a club legend because he's our highest scoring player in the Premier League.
Yeah, Antonio. I was talking about Creswell. Antonio. I agree. I think what he's done at West Ham, and you think about the things that he's done, the goals he scored. Like, he was the first player to score a Premier League winner at the London Stadium. You know, he scored in the last game at the Boleyn. He's got some important goals from, as you said, he's our highest ever Premier League goal scorer. So he goes down as a sort of modern day legend, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, I always think of legends. It's like if someone said to me, "Tell me West Ham legends now," the first names you're going to say is Bobby Moore, Hurst, Peters, Brooking, and things like
Lampard, Pete Bonds.
Lampard, players like that.
Players who won something.
Players that have lifted cups.
Not only that, they racked up like 400 odd games, 500 odd games for the club.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's more tougher now
but
because
football's different now. Football's different.
Yeah, that's it. You're not.
It
You don't
depends.
get players getting them amount of appearances.
I think it depends on what you class as a legend, because you can talk about legend in all different ways. I still talk about Di Canio. He's my favourite player that I've ever seen. And I still talk about him
but
to this
my
day.
legends are going to be different to your legends. It's what.
But what is a legend? Is it something that you're still talking about?
See, but this is the thing, right? So is Di Canio a legend or is he a cult hero? He never won anything.
He's a legend to me.
Yeah.
Because I still talk about him. The word legend is someone that you remember and stories that carry on and on and on. And there's loads of them. And I think there will be loads of them with.
Yeah. I agree with what Nicky's saying. Like, legends are players that you talk about in like 10 years' time. In 10 years' time, will we be talking about Aaron Creswell?
Probably not.
Yeah, but in 10 years' time, we'll still be talking about Di Canio and Julian Dix and players like that. They're for me, they're modern day legends. Like Julian Dix for me is my all-time favourite West Ham player. He's a legend to me. And just like Mark Noble, he's a West Ham legend to me. So everyone's got their own different players, but
it's opinions, isn't it? It's everyone will have different legends for different reasons and from different periods in the club's history.
Yeah,
my legends are like Billy Bonds, Trevor Brooking, Alan Devonshire, players like that.
Alan Dickens.
Alan Dickens. The thing is, Alan Dickens, although he's a very underrated player for West Ham.
The thing is as well, when you look at COYI, COYI's a club legend, but he didn't win anything. So do you know what I mean? There's different aspects of what is a legend, and for me personally, Creswell, unless we go on to win a trophy, Creswell's at the moment for me not a legend.
Yeah, but anyway, who put that?
Essex Hammer, he said where you went. He said, "Come on a tour of New York, and I'll show you all around town."
Essex Hammer,
to you.
Essex Hammer, if you're still in, do the New York Hammers still do their thing in Smithfields? Let us know. There's another one here from
what's Smithfields?
That's the pub where they used to watch all the West Ham games in New York. I don't know if they do it there anymore, but I know they used to do it there. I remember when I went to New York and West Ham were playing Arsenal, and I'll never forget it. We were shit. It was Avram Grant season, and it was Wayne Bridges' debut for us. And I didn't have no thing on my phone. I couldn't find out where the pub was, where all the West Ham fans were watching it. So I ended up watching it in an Irish bar next to my hotel, which was full of Arsenal fans, and it was just like literally me sitting in there with like a West Ham shirt on, surrounded by loads of Arsenal fans, and we were shit. We lost 3-0. Van Persie took the piss that day. Wayne Bridge got... I remember looking at the starting lineup thinking, oh, yeah, we might have a chance today. And it's fucking useless. But they felt so sorry for me. They bought me some Jack Daniels. So I was the winner at the end of the day, Gray.
Before Dan Powers has answered you, right? He said Smithfield Hall is still the official West Ham pub in NYC, Manhattan. Specifically located at 138 West and 25th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue.
I know where it is now. I fucking wish I'd have known it where it was. I was gutted. But
we're doing an FMP in Smithfield.
Yeah, hopefully one day maybe we can arrange something to go out there, cheap flight to New York, and have a couple of days out there and maybe do an FMP live or a post-match pint or whatever, a watch along. And it'd be good to get out there and see the New York Hammers. They're a good fan group. They've been doing it for years. Roy May Jr. Has donated another $20. Round on me,
Thanks,
boys. Cheers to my fellow veterans out there with Remembrance Day coming up before the next FMP. As always, appreciate y'all and love hanging out with Hammers on a Friday.
I took Roy to Everton when he was over. He was over recently. Took him over to Everton, give him a little tour, hung around with him for a little while. Top guy, top guy, and give me some naughty vodka that we can all have a drink of next time we're all together.
He seemed it. I was gutted.
Thank you very much, Roy, for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gutted I didn't get to meet him, but hopefully when he comes over again, or if we go over there, we can all meet and have a proper drink together.
This is a good question from Luke Maldini. Do you think Rice is better than Lampard at Ferdinand at 22 years old?
Yeah,
I do.
I think Declan Rice is better than Michael Carrick at his age. I think Declan Rice is probably one of the best graduates of the academy I've ever seen.
I'm good at
the way he plays football now. He plays like he's been playing for 10, 12 years in the first team. And I remember Lampard at a young age. Look, Lampard went on to have a great career at Chelsea. And Lampard was decent for us as well. People forget that. He was a good goal scoring midfielder, and people will say, he did score a lot of goals, but look at the work rate Declan Rice does. And Declan Rice will add goals to his game, but his game is not about scoring goals. His game is about breaking up play and giving it to the players to score goals.
Yeah,
I mean, when you think like the Lampard didn't really have his England career didn't really start till he went to Chelsea.
Do you know what? Stuart Pearce come out the other day on an interview on TalkSport and said that Declan Rice is better than what Roy Keane was at that age.
Roy Keane said that?
No, Stuart Pearce said that because obviously Stuart Pearce was at Keane at Forest, wasn't he? So
no, but Roy Keane said it himself.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard him say that, but it's to be mentioned amongst these players for Declan Rice, to people to be questioning, was Declan Rice better than Lampard, Keane, Carrick, Ferdinand? That says how good of a player he is.
Listen, them players had like massive careers as well.
In the history, in the years I've been watching football, I've not seen a holding midfielder as good as Declan Rice at his age.
I was lucky enough when I was in Zagreb to meet Declan Rice's brother. We've become quite good friends, and like we chat quite often. And right this second, right now, right, and I'm not talking about like he's got a ways to go in terms of like becoming the best in the world. Yeah, I think he's well on track of becoming the best in the world. He's on track at the minute in time. I'll take him over any other holding midfielder, anyone, and that includes Kante, Rodri, fucking Fabinho, Fernandinho. I would take him above anyone because he's not just. I think he gets pigeonholed a little bit as he's becoming a complete midfielder because he's now starting to show he can dribble the ball. I think he's been tackled once all season. He's a pure and utter footballer. He's just becoming a pure footballer. And I said to Declan's brother, he's the best I've ever seen coming out of the academy. I've seen some fucking good players coming out of the academy. He's the best I've seen. He's the best footballer. He's the best person. And I'm not saying, look, I didn't see the likes of Bobby Moore and all of that sort of stuff, but like, I think my old man would say that it'd give him, at his age now, he's giving him a bit of a run for his money. And if he continues, he could be our best ever academy product. He's
I love Declan Rice, but for the best out of academy I've seen, personally, is Joe Cole.
No, I disagree.
You can't, that's your opinion. Everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah.
But they're two different completely different types of players, so it's hard. You can't really compare when you're comparing Rice to the players like you said. I slightly disagree with you. I think Kante is still slightly better than Rice, but Rice will be above Kante when he reaches Kante's age. I think in the Premier League at the moment, Kante is the best holding midfielder. But
I think with Declan Rice as well at the moment,
he's very close.
He's got the world at his feet.
Yeah.
He's captain of West Ham. He gets in the England squad regularly now, first team as well. I think at the moment, he shouldn't be looking for that big move. West Ham's the club for him at the moment. If we win a trophy this season, then I definitely don't think that Rice will be leaving us next summer. I think David Moyes said it when he said that clubs missed out on a £100 million bargain for Declan Rice at the time, because his value goes up all the time. And I love watching Declan Rice play. He's like a throwback football player, no nonsense, doesn't do anything silly, and if he does make a mistake, the first thing he wants to do is win that ball back.
Ray, and if you listen to what I said right this second, right now, as we speak now. And I did say he's got quite a bit to go to prove himself to be the best, but he is well on track. So please, listen to what I say before you comment, because you make yourself look silly.
But that's the thing, and it's the age. You look at these. You look at Kante when he was 22. You look at other CDMs when it's
Kante when he was 22 was playing in the French second divion.
And this is what I'm saying. You look at the level he's at now compared to them players when they're 22.
But that's what I think. He's on track to be the best in the league.
You think at 22 already,
he's better right now.
He helped propel England into a Euro final.
He's better right now. You can't say he's not better right now. His stats are telling you that he's better right now. Simple as that. You can't argue with fucking statistics.
The thing is as well, you're right. At the moment, Declan Rice stats wise is above him. As you said, I think it was 900 minutes of football. He's been dispossessed once, which is incredible. I didn't even think that could be. I didn't even think that stat was real at first. But I think with Declan Rice, when I watch him, he gets better and better every game. I mean, we was there when we lost 3-0 away to Newcastle, and he got dragged off at half time by Pundits because he just got ripped apart. And I thought his confidence level was going to go down, but nah. The thing is with Declan Rice as well. I think one of the main reasons why he is where he is now is because he's got someone like Mark Noble with him. They might not play together, but Noble will tell him. Noble knows how good Declan Rice is. Everyone knows how good, but Mark Noble will be the one getting in his ear, telling him, "Listen, you're the best player at this club. Go out there and prove it week in, week out." And he's so mature for his age.
I think this is what you're getting at, Nick. Really, Rice is the best CDM in the world on current.
Yeah, but listen to this. Look, you'll see when he's at a bigger club and he's asked to do more. He plays for England. He's played in fucking finals.
Listen, when you watch,
he's been the best player in finals. Don't talk, man. Stop talking.
You say that about big clubs, but Gary Neville was saying that if he signed for United, he could see him play as a centre back. Probably shows you why Gary Neville never made it as a manager. Let's
be honest. If and that's it. You're saying that McTominay and Fred and Matic are better players in the midfield than Declan Rice.
Fuck off, Ryan, man.
You know what I mean? This is what makes me laugh with people like Gary.
He's on a wind up, I think.
You know what I mean?
I'll ban him in a minute. I'm not in the mood for this shit, man.
Stop biting. He's trying to wind you up.
His opinion. If he thinks he's average for England, he's watching a completely different England to what everyone else watches, and that's taking my West Ham hat off.
The thing is, Scott, I mean,
there isn't a better midfielder. Declan Rice has made Kelvin Phillips look like a 10 times better player than what he actually is. There's no better midfielder in that England squad now than Declan Rice. And there ain't going to be for a long, long time. As soon as we get rid of Southgate and stop picking players like Jordan Henderson, and we see players like Jude Bellingham getting a chance alongside Declan Rice.
I don't sort of agree with it. Scott, calm down. I don't sort of agree with that about Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips is a good player.
He's a good player. I think him
and Declan Rice complement each other, and that showed when they wasn't in when Calvin Phillips didn't play for England in the last game. Rice was a bit lost in midfield. The thing is with Declan Rice as well, what I love now, and I'm starting to see, is that other fans, other pundits, and other people from other clubs are starting to admire Declan Rice because they see how good of a player he actually is. But
they see what we see every week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is who did he play in the midfield alongside when Kelvin Phillips weren't there? Jordan Henderson, the guy that comes on every time for England, and then England get overrun in the midfield. That's looking at it, and that's taking West Ham out. That's being an England fan. And this is the problem. Declan Rice is the best midfielder England have got at the minute. And they need to stop picking players like Jordan Henderson. They need to start picking the better players like Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice is the future England midfield. So stop picking stupid players like Jordan Henderson. Oh, he's in. He's
been a good player, Jordan Henderson.
Mate, he's been a good player, but
I could also chuck another player into that mix. Smith Rowe at Arsenal. I think he's been unbelievable this season, and what a talent he is.
Yeah.
And he ain't even looking for England. Jared Bowen should have been in that England squad.
Yeah,
on current
but he's
form.
picking
Gareth
Harry Kane
Southgate,
because he's the captain.
Gareth
Harry Kane's
Southgate,
been in poor form.
Gareth Southgate is outstayed his welcome for England now. I think he's gone on too far, and unfortunately, you know, I think it's that with the talent England have got now, I think the only type of manager that can get the best out of this would be a foreign manager to play different.
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change him.
Oh, Gareth Southgate?
No, I wouldn't.
Never going to win anything with him.
I disagree.
No, never going to win it. He proved that in the final, Nick. Proved that in the final.
Yeah, but he got to the semi-final and then he got to the final.
Got to the semi-final and bottled it.
What do you want? You know what I mean? Like we've been dumped out of group stages and fucking quarterfinals for the last fucking 31 years. Geezer's got us to a semi-final with the World Cup and then the final of the Euros, and you want him sacked. I think that's
I agree with that. But then
he's done well. He's had the easiest group to get out of in both times. He's had the easiest run.
But that's not his fault. He's done what he's easiest run to the final. He had to play Germany in the second round. Tell me how many managers now have faced Germany and fucking lost them.
Yeah, when Germany was good. Germany ain't good no more, Nick.
Oh, shut up, Scott.
Germany ain't good no more, mate. That's the thing. You're just, you know, because that one result against Germany, you know, you can't look. Southgate's done.
No, look. Do you know what I like Gareth Southgate, but I think sometimes his decision making, and I think the way that some of the players he leaves out of squads, and he keeps picking the same regulars. You know, just anyway. Look, fuck England.
I don't think he's done.
Let Graham have his opinion.
No, fuck off.
No, I was going to say, I don't think he's done. I just think sometimes when we're in a position of, you know, like in a winning position, sometimes he just reverts to a negative, like maybe like sits off a bit, like in the final. You know, anyway. First half hour, Italy were there for the taking. But that's not saying, you know, he should go. He just needs to be a little more, maybe a little more aggressive.
Coronation Street
when we're in winning position.
Oh, look, let's go ask us anything because you're boring me now.
let's have me slagging people off that they then go and prove me wrong. So, you know.
Yeah. Tell us how shit Jared Bowen is, Scott. Go on.
I never said Jared Bowen was shit, mate. Even though Nicky turns around and says I did, never ever said he was shit.
You said he weren't good enough for West Ham.
I said his thingy in the final third was going backwards, and since then he's improved, and I admit he's improved.
Anyway, it's Ask Us Anything time. Come on, get your questions in for the happy lot.
I don't really have McDonald's much. I like their breakfast. I normally have like a double sausage and egg, muffin hash brown. That's my go-to breakfast. I don't really eat McDonald's that much, to be honest.
To be fair, I mean, when I do get it, I'll have a Big Mac meal and I'll have 2 double cheeseburgers as well, because McDonald's don't fill you up, and I like it.
Do you know what? Mine's a quarter pounder with cheese meal with a milkshake and a cheeky double cheeseburger.
Yeah, you got to have I'll get 2 double cheeseburgers because it's just not enough. It's ridiculous.
I am Scott. You know what I'm going to say. Well, I'm not even going to say it.
I'm
not even going to say it.
My order now is, I don't know, you're going to laugh. It's a cheeseburger and a milkshake. Just a single cheeseburger and a milkshake. And sometimes I get them little nacho cheesy things and a milkshake.
The cheese bite thing.
Fucking a year ago, mate, that would have been a Big Mac meal, a fucking wrap, a double cheeseburger, 2 double cheeseburgers, probably a quarter pounder, 20 chicken nuggets, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Most of it down your front, probably. I've seen you.
What are you trying to say, you saucy bastard?
Eat like a fucking animal.
Driving.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I get now. It's boring, isn't it? Someone said fillet of fish, man. No, come on now.
Do they still do a fillet of fish?
Yeah, they have to, don't they? Some people don't eat beef or chicken.
Keeping on the food trend, hot dogs with sauce on mustard.
I have both.
Yeah, I have both. I didn't used to eat the mustard, but I quite got into it.
Yeah, I don't
Onions
really
and
like
all.
mustard.
But
But
have onions.
I don't like. Yeah, I'll have tomato sauce on it with onions. But when you go to like America and you have a proper chili cheese hot dog, mate, I can still. I'm tasting it now. I'm like Homer Simpson.
What? What's the sloppy Joe's? What's that? Is that a chili? Is that a chili hot dog?
Yeah, similar, very similar.
All right, let's take this one quickly. What about salt-based £400 steak? Now I see in the news he gets a lot of stick, doesn't he, for charging whatever he charges for his steaks and whatever. My argument against that is he's entitled to fucking charge whatever the fuck he likes. If he wants to charge £25,000 for a steak, he can charge £25,000 for a steak. If you're stupid enough to pay it, then he's going to carry on doing it.
Yeah, the thing is,
I like a bit of steak, but I wouldn't pay 400 quid.
Yeah, but that sort of restaurant is aimed towards the rich. Let's be honest. Like, who in their right mind? I won't even pay fucking £400 for an holiday, let alone a fucking steak.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I see people the other day. There's a couple of sort of like Huddersfield like models or whatever defending him and all that. They don't need defending. Like if he wants to charge that for a steak, you are free to charge whatever the fuck you want. Unless
if people want to pay it, then you know.
If people are paying it, then you know. Somebody said the other day that they was outraged by a £37,000 bill. They spent 30 grand of it on fucking wine and champagne and things like that. That's whose fucking fault is that? They're ordering it. He's got the price. You are free. He's not fucking holding the gun to people's heads and saying, well, once you walk in here, you've got to walk in, you've got to eat. The people are looking at the menu, looking at the prices and ordering it.
No, that's it, mate. At the end of the day, you can probably get just as good a steak going to another restaurant, but you know,
there's one in America, mate, that probably knock his steaks out the window.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, I'm not really a lover of steak anyway. I find it boring. I'm not really a lover of steak.
I had a proper nice Argentinian steak out in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, Argentinian steak's nice. Yeah,
exactly.
I had a great steak out in Turkey a little while ago. I had a great steak out in America. But if he wants to charge £650 for a steak, he won't be getting 650 notes off me. That's for sure. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
But
like
someone's obviously paying that amount for it. Otherwise, he wouldn't charge it.
Pie and mash from a London pie shop or fish and chips. Pie and mash, man. I had pie and mash today.
Pie and mash.
Pie and mash.
Yeah.
Pie and mash all day.
What?
What?
Pie mash or fish and chips?
Yeah, pie mash.
Which one of you lot sings at games? We all do.
Yeah, we all do.
Okay, this one's a good one. Best nicknames you give each other over the years.
Oh God, here we go.
Mine's quite obvious, really.
Silly bollocks. I don't know. I ain't really had a nickname. I used to be Archie or Archie. Yeah, Archie. People used to just call me Archie, obviously because of my surname. But I've never really had a nickname.
Mine, I was always Eyebrows or Tomo.
Oh, I wonder why.
Can't think why. Scott Janusz.
Yeah, I knew it was coming, so I was just waiting for it. Well, we don't really have nickname for each other, do we? It's
No, usually it's soppy bollocks or something.
Yeah. Well, Nick sometimes gets called Nicholas.
Yeah,
that's about it.
My brother calls me Tits. Yeah, he calls me Tits or Titsy. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't really. Yeah, I've never really had a fucking nickname. I want a nickname now. Silly bollocks. No, I'll have that one. I like that one. I love that saying. Whenever I hear someone say that, it makes me laugh. Like, who done that? Oh, it was old silly bollocks over there.
So I'm scrolling through as well, Nick, see if there's any.
Yeah, get your questions in. Come on, get your last minute questions in.
Who is the biggest disaster after a few jars? I'd say Dan would take the amp and walk home. What do you mean by disaster?
I see a different side of Dan last night. I tell you, and he only had 4 bottles.
Yeah, so only if you buy a more expensive beer out of the round, out of the whip money, would Dan walk off.
Me and Scott are normally the last 2 standing.
Oh, fuck off! It's only because you don't invite us.
No, not when we've all been out. No one's a disaster, really.
Yeah, exactly. So
you two at the bottom, you don't know how to drink. You don't drink nothing.
No, you drink silly beer.
You start eating Chinese and telling everyone to go home. I don't want to do that. I want to go out. When I'm out, I'm out. That's it. I'm out. You ain't getting me home until about 5 o'clock in the morning. Big Derby up there dancing and all that. I can. Don't get me wrong, mate. I can fucking drink. I'm not sure about now, but I could drink. I could drink and drink and drink, and like I'm not saying I wouldn't get drunk, but I've got this fucking like ability to become sober really quick. Like it take me.
That's what happens when you put water in Coke instead of vodka. And
water in Coke.
Yeah, you pretend it's vodka game.
Mate, I've drunk more than I've spilled more than you drunk.
To be fair, we can all drink. Graham knows
you say that again.
I said I spilled more than you drunk.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, hello.
But,
I don't know about now though. I'll probably be fucking on my arse after 2 whiskeys or something now. But
I've seen you walk around with the same drink all night.
No way. No way.
You know that, Scott.
No way.
Come on, Scott. Back me up here. You know that.
No way.
Yeah.
We've all been out a lot together, and I would say we can all drink.
Who's the one, Scott? Who's the one when we was getting drinks sent to our table before lockdown? Nicky was saying, "No, take it away. I can't handle it."
I can't drink beer. That's the problem. I can't drink beer. I can't drink beer.
It wasn't beer. You were sending away.
It was beer. It was all beer.
Well. If we like beer, that's not our fault. You stick to your Sharon's drink.
Graham, the last couple of times I've been out with Graham, I've sort of hit that wall and I grey and then pulled it back.
Yeah.
You know.
Last time I went out with Nicky was when we put Dom in a shopping trolley and I spun him round and he burned me with a fag.
Yeah.
And then some French woman come over and thought Dom was dead.
Why is there always a shopping trolley involved?
I don't know. But what made me laugh, as I was spinning him around, he was screaming, and then I looked down and his jeans were ripped and all his bollocks were hanging out. I see Dick and Dom that night. That was a good night though, because that was only meant to be a little meet up in the afternoon. And then we ended up in the bat and ball, wasn't it? Is it a bat and ball?
Yeah, bat and ball. Yeah,
we went to the bat and ball, and then we just that was when the vodka come out, and then that was it.
I was on the Long Island iced teas.
Yeah, he come over like Delaware.
I do like a Long Island iced tea.
Well, we're sorting out our Christmas drink up soon, so that'd be good. Scott won't be here because he's otherwise engaged every day of the week.
I'm away again. Yeah, sorry. I might be back in time. If not, the thing is, if it's gonna be an all nighter, I might be back anyway.
Yeah, so, well, you've called it now. We're gonna make it an all nighter.
I'm away. I think you want to do the Saturday night, didn't you? And I'm away the Friday, coming back the Saturday, so I should be all right. I'll try and sneak out for a couple.
Yeah, I think it is was it going to be the Chelsea game, the 4th?
Yeah.
So that's an early kickoff as well. So.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, but that's when you go for a cheeky Lee's Chinese down Stratford High Street to soak it up.
That is true.
Coming in. Let's put up some more.
And there was another super chat.
By the way, Dan is a fucking disaster after he's had a drink. Don't worry. He has about 3 pints. He starts bouncing up and down.
State him after he's done the live show.
He starts curve jumping and then turns into like a nutty Phil Mitchell. You see that last night. We've got it on camera now.
Dan was a wreck.
Sushi. $5. Last year, this time, I got arrested after partying in the forest. Spent a night in jail for being drunk in school. Never be like me.
But listen, I want to go out with sushi.
Yeah,
Like,
same right.
Yes.
Sounds like
I'm gonna send him $100. I want to go out on a night with him.
So she needs to come out with us, mate.
Will there be a
Show us
West Ham Fan TV movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's playing you?
I think we had this question before, didn't we? I think Graham would be Jim's dad from American Pie.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got the eyebrows. He's got the eyebrows.
It's got to be Janosch from Ghostbusters 2.
Right, who are you going to be? Ryan Reynolds, Brad Pitt? Who are we going for?
Nah, I'd like Tom Hardy can play me.
Tom Hardy.
I'll play Larry.
Yeah, Dan's getting played by Luke Goss. Yeah, Mini Me.
Or Danny DeVito.
And I would probably be fucking hell. Who would I be?
Boy George.
You know that fat geezer at the Wanderers. Depending on what time of stage of my adulthood, you know the fat geezer, the geezer that was Grossberger.
Have you seen that geezer lately?
He's dead, mate.
Who am I thinking of then? Oh no, I'm thinking of the bloke from Remember the Titans.
You know I'm talking about. The geezer, the geezer was in the Running Man. He was a fat opera singer in the nappy.
Oh yeah. Do you have to wear a nappy then?
No. He wore the nappy in that film.
I think it was a pair of white fronts, but there you go.
Terror, that's it. Terror from the Wanderers, not Grossberger. He was Grossberger in something else, I think.
Grossberger was stir crazy.
Yeah.
It's not the pig. It's not the pig who will play you. I'll just get Janosch.
Someone said Nicky is Boy George.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just looking for some.
What will it be though? What sort of movie will it be?
Comedy.
Genre?
From the bowling to the London Stadium, fan cams.
Post-match pint.
Yeah. It all started on Friday Night Pint Live.
Where'd that one go? So I had a question up, but it's disappeared. If you could pick, now Nick, fine again. Who took it down?
Was it where you a Europa League away game?
Yeah, if you could pick an Europa League, yeah, there you go. If you could pick one Europa League away game, what would it be?
Somewhere nice and sunny.
Portugal or Spain?
Yeah,
Spain's easy, isn't it? Spain.
Do you know what I would like? I would like Glasgow Rangers or Celtic away. I think if we drew Rangers or Celtic in Europe, that would be fucking massive. Imagine that. But going abroad, yeah, somewhere nice in Spain.
Or maybe somewhere in Germany. Somewhere in Germany would be good.
Yeah, look, someone's just said it there. Sporting Lisbon. Oh.
Do you know what? That's the thing, we just
want to turn up with yellow speedos and Ray-Bans.
Here we go. Look, we're doing this all wrong. Nicky is Chris. It might be Chris Rock. Graham is Benjamin Button. Ryan is Al Pacino. And Scott is Elizabeth Early. Why not? Elizabeth Early.
Oh, yeah. I'll take Elizabeth Early.
Oh, I think we all would.
Mate, she's about 60. She's still nice looking.
She's amazing, mate. Amazing.
Marty Sam Ryan, who would you rather be for a week? Nicky, Dan, Scott, or Graham? Who would I rather be for a week? Let me think. Scott works too hard, so I won't want to be him.
I work from home, so you just won't go anywhere.
Graham works from home, so I think I might. And I think Graham's just got a lovely. I don't know. He's just free with life, and you love it. Nicky's always stressed, so I wouldn't want to be him. And Dan always wears
And
black, and he looks like a cat burglar, so I wouldn't want to be him.
And he's a vegan.
Yeah, and he's a vegan, yeah, and I like my meat. So I think I might be Graham.
Cheers, mate.
No, that's all right, mate.
They just don't have to commute for work. You might have to commute for
as
work.
long as I ain't got to wear that Where's Wally shirt.
Don't worry, I'm never wearing this again.
Yeah. Always think before you come on live.
I know. It's schoolboy era, really.
My wife just bought me a festive sandwich.
Oh, I love that. What, from Tesco's?
I think so.
Oh. This is
No,
what I love about this.
Marks and fucking Spencer's, mate.
See what I mean, Scott? He's getting paid too much, mate. You know when you start shopping.
We're all having Tesco's meal deal. He's on the Marks and Spencer's ones.
I don't know. I love. You know what I love from because I'm not really a chocolate man. I like sweets and Percy Pigs. Oh, I love.
Oh
yeah, I think Jamie's at them. Look, he had a Percy Pig.
I don't like them ones though. The fizzy ones.
That's the only ones they've left. They've got problems.
They're sour, isn't it? I don't mind them, but they're bringing out all their Halloween ones at the moment, and I love it. Love it.
Joe, what? I taught Graham that if you're getting a meal deal, Tesco's is the one to go.
Why?
If you ever get, you go in Tesco's, look at their meal deals, right? You can go in there, you end up getting £6 worth of food and drink for £3.
But you can do that anywhere.
No, all the others, it don't tally up as much.
Because they're just more expensive. They overcharge for the shit that I don't get this about people. I don't want the most expensive food. I want the food that I like. I'm not picking it because it's the most expensive.
No, you get better value for money, mate.
No, I don't give a shit about value for money. I want to drink. I'm not going to buy something because it's more expensive. Like them stupid fucking small, tiny fucking smoothie things. It tastes like shit.
See, but
about £3 a bottle.
It's like if you drink.
About £3 a bottle.
Yeah, but if you drink cold coffee, right? When you go in places like the Co-op Sainsbury's, you get the smaller cold coffees. You go to the Tesco's, you get the larger cold coffees.
Right. I don't drink cold coffee. I don't like it.
No, but that's what I drink. So Tesco's.
That's good for you. Wait till Graham to do it. Let him pick someone. If he wants to get a can of Coke, let him get a can of Coke. What's the difference?
Graham just wants a sandwich.
Want a cheese and pickle sandwich?
I know this is. We're probably stealing this off of a little bit of a another podcast. But what's your meal deal? What'd you get?
I go lemon and lime.
I don't get meal.
Lemon and lime. Lemon and lime. What?
They do the water like lemon and lime juice thing. Is that Sainsbury's? And I normally have beef hula hoops. Beef hula hoops.
You got a fucking beef hula hoop.
Nick, do you like spaghetti hoops?
Yeah, I like them.
They're good, aren't they?
They're good, ain't they? Yeah, go on, Gray. Lemon and lime water.
And, I normally have like the chicken and bacon sandwich as well.
Scott?
BLT, cafe latte, and McCoy's Ridge Cut steak crisps.
Like it, right?
I don't know. I don't really get meal deals, so I wouldn't know. So I'd have to say, I don't know, a chicken salad sandwich and beef monster munch and a Diet Coke. I don't know.
Mine is, I got my meal deal down to the ground, mate. I've got two, right? Depends what mood I'm in and how hungry I am. Yeah. So I get fish sushi. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ridge steak crisps. Yeah. And an Oasis. Summer fruits. Right. Or if I'm really hungry, and this is that's in the Co-op, right? Because I have that every day at work, more or less. And I'll go if I'm really hungry, right? This fucking sandwich is amazing in Tesco's, right? They do like a korma in a naan bread thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a korma.
This is in the Co-op.
No, this is in Tesco's. Right? And then I'll get that. I'll get prawn cocktail crisps with that. And then for drink, I'll have a Lucasade. They're my 2 meal deals.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Rob.
That does sound nice.
Hang on.
Yeah, it is nice.
Let's get back to football quickly. If Newcastle offered £150 million for Rice, would you take it? Pounds?
No, it's not my. I had this conversation in the toilet at fucking thingy the other day. Why would I take it? It's not my money. If they give me £150 million, yeah, I'd fucking take him in tomorrow. But
no, I know that. But if West Ham were offered £150 million, do you think that's a deal that we couldn't turn down?
Do you know what? I wouldn't trust the ball to put all of it back into the transfer kitty.
At the end of the season, depending what happens, it'll be hard to turn down. In January, you turn it down because of where we are and where we're heading.
No, I wouldn't sell. I wouldn't sell him, but I wouldn't sell him. I don't think I'd sell him for any money. But I don't want to see him leave. But he's going to leave. Is he going to be? Is that too much money for us to turn down? In reality, yeah. In reality,
I think
someone offered £150 million, he's going.
Hey, look,
as fans, we wouldn't want to see him leave. We think he's worth more, But as a business, as a club, that's a lot of money to turn down for one player. But hopefully, it don't come to that. Let's just hope that Declan Rice stays.
Personally, I wouldn't want to get rid, but I wouldn't want to sell him for 200 million. I want to keep him at the club and build something.
This is a good question for Graham. What would you rather do? Dirty Dancing lift with Gemma Collins, you need a forklift, or Ghost Pottery Wheel scene with Janet Street Porter? Welcome to Loose Women. I can stand that cunt. Sorry.
That won't be this week. That won't be this week.
Oh, Nick, you said enough. You said that word enough times to cover us all 10 times over.
I'm just saying it won't be this week.
And plus, I've done it past 9 o'clock, so I'm past the watershed. So up yours.
Why have I now got visions of Graham and Janet Street Porter sitting around a pottery wheel? I'm trying to envision.
I think it'd have to be Ghost Pottery Wheel.
I don't know, Gray. I could see you trying to lift Gemma Collins. That'd be a good scene. It looked like when someone gets run over and you're trying to lift the car off them and you can't.
Mine would have to be the Dirty Dancing lift because, and I'll tell you for what, I've never met Gemma Collins. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a lover of her, but I've met Janet Street Porter, and she was a nasty, nasty, nasty woman. Nasty.
I'll tell you what, mate. Gemma Collins is a lot worse.
Yeah, but I've never met her. But I'm just saying, from personal experience, Janet Street Porter is a nasty, nasty, nasty piece of work. Like off camera and all that thing. She thinks she is the bee's knees. She's a nasty, nasty person. Well, I can't say that because I've met her once. She was nasty, nasty, nasty to me, and derogatory and insulting, and just a disgusting attitude person. And she's just a nasty piece of work.
G-Long video guy, 5-a-side, who's in goal? Nicky.
Yeah, me.
Nicky always wants to get in goal. He keeps pestering me. I'm going to get him. Gray, we're going to get him over in goal.
It's because I ain't got no knees. It's true.
I liked it last night when Nicky recreated him saving the ball. And he done it. Do you remember that, Scott? Last night. But yeah.
Paul White needs some help. He's trying to convince his missus Yorkshire puddings for Christmas dinner. Yes or no?
No, all day long.
So
you got to have Yorkshire.
What?
Oh, yeah. What do you put your veg and gravy in and eat it like a snack? I love it. Oh, Brussels, yes or no?
Yes.
Nick, Brussels, yes or no?
Nah.
Right.
Do you know what? I think if you're having a roast dinner, you got to have Yorkshire puds, haven't you? You got to have Yorkshire puds on a roast.
You got to have the Brussels. I love Brussels. I could eat a bowl of Brussels just on their own.
I love Brussels. A lot of people don't, but I do.
Yeah, I love them as well, man.
This one here, who's the tightest? Nicky, Graham, Ryan, or Scott? Is it you've written me in caps because you think I'm the tightest, or did you forget to take your caps off?
Scott, I'm not being funny.
To be fair, I'm gonna be totally fair. I don't think none of us.
Scott, I'll be
We all
honest.
share our rands. We all share our rands.
Last time we was out, Scott took a £20 note out his wallet and the Queen blinked.
Yeah, I know Dan's not here, but if Dan dropped a coin, it'd hit him on the back of the head.
Yeah. Dan could open a packet of crisp in his pocket without us knowing.
Yeah.
No, none of us are tight. We all do our rounds when we go out. We all either have a whip or we just do it round by round. And,
none of us are like that. We're always
none of us slip off. And I hate people that. Do you know what I hate when people that they jump in on a round and when their round's coming up they slip off.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing. That's why when we go out in big groups, I'd rather just say like stick to twos. So like me and Nicky get each other's drinks and you and Graham get each other's drinks or things like that.
To be fair, I don't really give a shit. When you're drinking. After a couple of drinks, I forget whose fuck's round it is anyway. And if I'm thirsty, I'll go and get one.
The thing is, as well, is you end up whoever gets the first round always ends up with the worst round. You know,
not necessarily because you get there before everyone else turns up. So you get your round in when there's 3 or 4 of you, and then when
but this is what we used to be like. I remember fucking going up to the bar, coming back with 20 fucking Jaeger bombs and going like that jackpot as I'm dancing back to the table.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Remember that Christmas do we went out and I got all them Jaeger bombs. I come out and I bought that big and everyone had them. And then was it Charlie was there? He went, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have some of that." And then he went to the bar and come back with about 30, 40 Jaeger. That we rinsed the bar that night, man. We spent so much money that Christmas do. That was after a West Ham game as well, wasn't it?
After did we have Liverpool or someone like that at Christmas?
No, it was Newcastle.
That was it, Newcastle, yeah. Was that the one when we lost 3-2? We lost 3-2, wasn't it? Yeah, that was quite messy that night.
Those were the days where I could afford to buy a round like that. Now I'm skint.
Well, my junior says, given Ben Johnson's form of late and Soufal looking like he's still making his way back, who would you start against Liverpool?
It's got to be Johnson.
Got to go with Johnson. Got to go with form. Got to go with form at the minute.
I didn't think Soufal looked too clever last night, to be fair, and I think to chuck him in against Liverpool straight away might be a bit too much for Soufal after coming back. And listen, I love Soufal, and he's a great defender, and he's been great for us. But I think Johnson's form at the moment, you got to start him. You got to stick with him.
Yeah.
The confidence that boy's got at the moment.
And you know the way he played against City as well, he looked like he played there for years. You know, you got to stick if you're in form, you got to stick with him.
Yeah, I agree. Can we start wrapping up now?
Yeah, do what you want, mate.
How many more, Scott? Go on.
Well, Matt Powell just said RIP Lionel Blair.
Yeah, he passed away yesterday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 92 he was. So he had a good innings. As they say.
Why.
I always remember Lionel Blair when he was on Celebrity Big Brother, and he was just like kicking off at everyone. But evening, Mrs. Creswell. That's Andy in the room. Top bloke he is, Andy. I looked at he knocked on my door the other day, and I looked back at my Ring doorbell, and it looked like "Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away" was coming round. He looked so angry. It was pissing down the rain, bless him. But he's a top bloke, and he did.
He sent me the picture of him ringing the doorbell.
Yeah, he's a brilliant bloke. Brilliant bloke. Evening, Mrs. Creswell.
Jim or not, says Rory.
Well, at the moment, it's not. No, saying that, though, I went yesterday. I'm going tomorrow morning. I'm going Sunday as well before the game. So I'm trying to get back into a little bit of a routine. I was in such a good routine, and then I injured my calf playing football, and I just couldn't. It just kept going, and but now it's all right. So I need to get back on it.
I'll probably do gym now. At the minute, I'm just doing like running and football.
Yeah, I need to get back into it because Christmas is coming up, and I know there's a lot of sweets and food coming out. So, yeah, and just for me, mental health as well, which is important.
Snog, Mary, avoid Karen Brady, Amanda Stavley, or Delia Smith.
Who's Amanda Stavley?
I don't know who she is.
Newcastle.
Oh, fucking hell! Whoa, I'd avoid her. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
I'm going with that.
She looks like when you've left a pork pie in the fridge for too long. I'd marry Delia because I know she can cook, and I'd have a little snog with Karen.
Yeah, I reckon that's about right. That Amanda Stavley though was quite good looking a few years ago. I don't know what's happened to her. She looks like she had a wallop on the edge. You know, in the cartoons when they go cross-eyed. I don't know what's happened to her, man. She looks like a rough old pair of boots now.
Says all us fucking Brad Pitt look like sitting here.
No, well, listen, I'm not fucking sitting here professing to be a good-looking guy. Exactly. I'm just telling you what I can see with my own two eyes.
Yeah. She wasn't asked about us. We was asked about her. Yeah. So no,
I'm sure she would say the same about us. She'd probably say, "Who's this fat bastard?" You know what I mean? But no, let me just. I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean, Gray. Right? This was a few years ago. Yeah. Hold on. Let me load it in.
Oh, Davy Ginola going on I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah, Davy Ginola. That's a good coup for I'm a Celebrity this year. I heard that Roy Keane was going in as well, but yeah. I
can't see Roy Keane going on.
It would be the best. I would love to see Roy Keane in there, just moaning all the time. I think probably the biggest celeb out there that they've never got in there that would be the best would be Carl Pilkington.
He wouldn't do it though.
He would be brilliant. But Davy Ginola would be good in there. I think Ian Bill's going in it as well.
Oh blimey!
Oh yeah, well, there was a big row about it, wasn't it? With his missus or something about it. Like.
Yeah, Cindy took the kids to France, and Phil and Grant had to go and get them.
What? Who? What?
Don't worry, Nick.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I'll be waiting for Nicky to get his thing up.
No, go on. Yeah, go on. You just keep on talking, boys. You can't wait for me.
No, we're all concentrating on you. I'm going to put you on the big screen in a minute.
Elias says, most epic roller coaster ride you've ever been on.
Oh, mate. Probably the at the top of the stratosphere in Las Vegas when they hang you over the building and it opens up and it spins round. I'll tell you what. I love theme park rides. I've been on some of the best rides in the world. That one scared the life out of me. Honestly,
I can imagine.
I got off of that, Scott, and there's a bar up there. I literally got off and I ordered like a double JD straight and 2 bottles of Budweiser, and I must have drunk them in 20 seconds. I was shaking. I lost my tan. I lost my tan on there. I went white as a ghost. Honestly, Scott, it's the worst. There's 3 rides up there. There's one that shoots you over the edge of the building, not too bad. There's one that shoots you up and down, not too bad. This one hangs you over like a crane.
Yeah,
opens up
the claw, isn't it?
So you're face down and you're spinning round. And I was like, oh. But my favourite ride of all time is the Tower of Terror in Florida, in Universal Studios.
So I've only ever been roller coasters over here, so.
You know what? The Kraken's good. Over in Florida, Hulk. What Paul White said there, that was good.
Yeah, the Hulk ride's good.
The one, what's the one, Nick, where they sort of look like they're going to crash into each other and then split?
The dragons, isn't it?
The dragon.
Dragons, yeah.
That's it.
I've got to admit, it sounds the ones Ryan described like going out of here sound horrendous, but I think I'd like to give them a go.
Go on YouTube, right, and look at them. But I'll tell you what though, one over here, I went to Winter Wonderland a few years ago. And they had this ride there called the Hangover. And it's one where you shoot you straight up and then it drops you down. And you go right to the top and it's fucking high, right? And like, I'm just hanging there. And when you're down the bottom queuing up, you can hear the countdown to when you're going to drop. But when you're up there, you don't. And I'm so high and I'm not good with heights anyway. I hate heights. And I'm sitting there and my daughter's like sitting next to me and she's trying to talk to me. And I just went to her, look, shut up, don't move, don't talk. Just don't just don't move. And it dropped. And honestly, it was the worst.
Right,
I
just
think
quickly.
I think as you get older, the rides get more scary. I think I'm stick me on the teacups. I'm happy.
No, I like the smiler.
Don't spin 'em.
Towers. That's really good.
I went on the Smiler the first time this year, and I thought it was fantastic.
Right. Anyway, this was a few years ago. Right?
Yeah.
She's all right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How's it now?
Oh dear.
Fucking hell. She looks like
She looks like Rocky. You know that film Mask?
It's like she had a little bit of work done now.
Oh yeah, she had a lot of work done there.
Someone in the comments said I think she had Huntington's. Oh God, I need to go to sleep. I think.
No, Scott, you was doing this last night as well. What was it you saying? What's the score going to be? 2-0.
Yeah, 2. We were going to win 2-0. Like not 2-0, but
no, you said 2-0.
You said 2-0.
Yeah, no, you come out of it wrong.
I'll tell you another one for the roller coasters. Right, they have a steam fair in Promenade Park in Malden every year, which is the old-fashioned like fun fair rides. And we went on the ghost train, right? And you get in the carts. So my missus and my daughter sat in the front, and I sat in the back on my own. I didn't realise the carts were separate, so I had to go around the ghost train on my own. They went off, and I was still sitting there thinking, "Oh, hang on a minute." And then I went, and I was like, I shut my eyes. And in their rides, you get like a little bit of cobweb hit you. I just like, I ain't looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. It was fucking horrible.
Who can do the best Hulk Hogan impression?
Go on, Craig. Rip your Where's Wally shirt off.
Yeah, I'll never wear it again. Not after the abuse I've taken tonight. It's shocking.
Go on then, Greg. Do a Hulk Hogan impression.
I think Nicky would be the best at that one.
Yeah, go on, Nick. I never really watched wrestling. I never really watched wrestling that much when I was a kid. Go on. I never really watched wrestling that much.
You fucking do it.
No, you do it.
Well, you don't know what Hulk Hogan sounds like.
Yeah, but I never really watched wrestling that much when I was a kid.
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
That's really good. Scott?
No, I ain't going to be able to beat that, mate.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Scott never does impressions.
No, he's a prick, mate. Let me tell you something, brother. Mean Gene, the Rattle Man Randy Savage is good.
Yeah, is that in it? Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Ooh. I don't know why I say ooh all the time. Or you say, Thunderlips is here. I like Thunderlips. That's why Rocky 3 is always my favourite, because I was obsessed.
Oh, he was in that, wasn't he?
When I was younger, I was obsessed with Hulk Hogan. I don't know why,
he was in that.
I loved him.
Yeah, I forgot he was in Rocky 3.
He was in the A-team as well.
No, he wasn't in Rocky 3. Thunderlips was in Rocky 3, Graham.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Greg?
You shut up.
Before the Hulkamaniacs go backstroking on you.
Did that ever happen?
I don't know. I think Gareth made that up.
I think you did as well. I think you might have dreamed that.
Oh, fucking hell.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? I don't know. I sound like Gordon Ramsay or saying.
Yeah, you do. You do sound like. Oh, hang on, it's got off here. Kane's saying, "Give us a Ric Flair." Go on, Scott. Give us a Ric Flair woo.
Go on, Scott. You got
Woo! Woo! He always like runs and elbows his own jacket and gives his own suit jacket a knee drop and shit like that. Oh. Remember when we went to the O2, Nick, to watch the wrestling, and there was like blokes in their 40s and 50s walking around with a belt on their shoulder going, woo! And
yeah.
Fucking hell. I want to join them. I'll come out in a pair of black pants like Ted DiBiase.
That used to be good over the O2 because you could just get tickets anytime. Like when it got a bit, when it was still good but got less popular, they used to do it like for a week over there. You used to just go over there and just pop over if you fancied it.
We went Monday Night Raw on the Monday, then SmackDown on the Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Go on, Matt Powell's asking for a Rock impression now.
How do you think about how the Rock talks?
Finally, the Rock has come back to Friday Night Pint live. See, that's what you got to do, Scott. You got to get involved in these things. What the crowd want.
It's not easy, is it?
Take him outside, Graham, and give him a good hiding.
Punish him for me.
Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass.
Right. Right.
What?
He was very busy. He was being very busy.
He was very busy, Ray.
Right, boys, I've got to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to crack on now
I'm
because
going
I've got a few bits I need to catch up on the old TV because I was out late last night. So
before everyone goes, prediction Sunday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, fucking hell, we've got a game, haven't we?
Yeah.
1-1.
Do you know what? I've actually gone in my predictions for, and I know this might sound crazy, but I've gone for a West Ham 2-1 win. I don't know. I just
fancy it.
Listen, Liverpool are world class. They've got the best player in the world playing for them at the moment in Salah. Don't get me wrong. But I just, as me and Nicky were saying last night, we watched them last week against Brighton. And I've seen them in a couple of games and they look very suspect at the back. And I know Van Dijk's one of the best players in the world, but I don't know. I can just see it happening on Sunday. And how mad would that be? Beating Liverpool. If you beat Liverpool on Sunday, your confidence has got to be sky high.
The thing is that the form we're in at the minute, it's hard to say we're going to lose.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I look at these games. I always look at these games when you play like Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and I think anything from these games are a bonus. If you get a point, it's a massive. If you get 3 points, it's even better. But I don't know. I just think, look, it could end up being. I mean, we haven't beat Liverpool in the last 10 games, so it's.
I mean, for me, I just think over it, you have to work bloody hard to keep them out.
Oh yeah, and the difference is.
But I can see us causing a few problems up top.
The thing is,
I'm going 1-1.
You have to take your chances against Liverpool. If chances come, we've got to take them. If we keep missing chances, Liverpool are punisher. They're good at that. This could end up being one of them games where we could nick a 2-1 or we could lose 5-0. That's the sort of team Liverpool are.
I think it's going to be very tight. It's going to be very tight. I think we'll nick a draw, to be honest.
Oh, I'll take a point all day long.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I don't think... I'm sort of going to go with Graham. I can't see us scoring twice, so I'm going to go 1-1.
I can see it scoring twice. If Brighton can score twice, we can score 2 or 3 times. It's just how many they score.
Yeah. We're more resolute defensively. It's just, I don't know.
It's not just Brighton. Brentford scored against them 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're very suspect at the back, and you can get at them. So it's about taking our chances, and I just think that the form we're in at the moment, the momentum, and what's the prize at the end of beating Liverpool is to finish we could be up to second in the table going into the international break. So
that's the thing.
I'm going to predict us to win this week 2-1, same as Ryan. But there are some dodgy games coming up. Like I can see us getting beaten a few of the games coming up. But
I think we've got to play Liverpool, City, and Chelsea in our next 6 league games. So this is what it's about, though. If you want to be a good team and you want to be at the top of the table, these are the games. You know, you got to beat these teams. You got to try to take points off of the teams around you.
That's it. I think as well is like you said, you want these when you're playing the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, and all that. Yeah, you pick up points against them. They're sort of bonus points, so long as you do the job against the sides that you're more likely to beat. You know,
Jamie Pack said, "I think we'll win because Moyes is class." Don't know why Don calls Moyes a tactical dinosaur. I think he's class. When was the last time he called him a tactical dinosaur?
It was a while ago. He said that. It was a while ago.
Oh, the fireworks are going off in the background.
Yeah, boys, I've really got to go.
That ain't me farting, by the way.
I got sort of packing to do and stuff, so I've really honestly got to go.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave it there then.
thank you very much for joining us on this week's edition of Friday Night Pint. The boys will be back next week, I'm sure, but I won't. I'm off for a week now. But they'll. Scott, have you done a preview or what?
No, mate, I ain't had time.
Okay. Promised me yesterday, but
I know. Mate, I've been busy. Very, very busy.
No problem. That's all right. I'm glad I've done one. But yeah, preview with me. It's on the channel right now with the Redmen TV. We'll be building up towards the Liverpool game on Saturday. All the fan cams, post-match pint, and all that sort of stuff. The boys will be on it. I may be back. I may not. It depends the morning after. Depends what I'm up to and if I've seen the game. But it is what it is. But yeah. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like on this video. It really helps us out. And one thing left to say.
Sparrow sneeze. Come on, you
Come on, you